What is up, guys? Silver Warrior here, and today I have just a bit of a different video to show you guys, something a little bit interesting that I thought I would do today. And this is actually the results of, not all of them obviously, because you'll see in a minute what I mean, but just the results of searching through the same CoinStar for a year. And you're going to notice some interesting little things in here. Most of the wheat pennies that have been found have been taken out. I left in a few of the nicer ones, but like obviously most of the ones are not in there anymore, because you'll find a decent amount of wheat pennies going to a CoinStar. And this is, remember, the same exact CoinStar, every time I went by it for just like a year. So there's a couple wheat pennies I've left in here, but like any kind of silver I found has been left, and anything else like that was left in here. And then just a couple wheat pennies, and all the clad change was taken out. So this is just like the more interesting finds. Anything foreign pretty much left in. So you might be thinking, well, that's not that much stuff, and you're right, it's really not. Because every time I went by, I wouldn't find something. It was, not that common to find, especially like a wheat penny or something like that. But more wheat pennies, like I said, have been found. There's only like 3 or 4 nicer ones in here that I left. This one I thought was pretty interesting. I actually kept it just because it is a 2009. I don't know why this got rejected. It's like it should accept 2009 pennies the same as any other year. But I was like, well, this is the clad change I'll leave in here because 2009 pennies are kind of rare. Just that was my thought anyway. And so that was kind of like the only interesting, really, clad change find. Obviously, besides like wheat pennies and stuff like that, those are technically clad as well. Well, I guess it really depends on what you just consider clad, because like they're worth a little bit more than other coins that are after 1982. Well, like halfway through 82 they changed, but I still call them clad because they're still made of a base metal, that being copper primarily. So got 6 different wheat pennies, including a steely. I figured I'd leave the steel penny in here. And these are just some like nicer looking ones, or maybe just a little bit older ones, depending. So so nothing crazy or anything. 48, 54. This one I left in because it was a little bit older and kind of had a cool little rim dent there. Apparently, we're just not going to be able to focus today. Whatever, that's a 1928 though. 37. And 45, but yeah. So just some cooler wheat penny finds. Really not much silver to speak of. Just a couple of silver rosies. I think that's pretty much all the silver that was found in there. That was another wheat penny, my bad. But some interesting tokens. Laser web, I don't know what that is. I feel like this is an older token someone had. There might actually be a date on here. I don't think that is a date, but yeah, laser web, so that's kind of interesting, I guess. And yeah, I mean, a few other interesting finds. This was pretty nice. 1904 V nickel. Nothing to scoff at for being free. I mean, just finding it in there. Just a lot of Canadian coins. This is kind of an interesting token. Actually, it's kind of weird. I don't know if like maybe like there's like a certain area where you can make tokens, but because they both have that same like HH at the bottom, so I really don't know what that's about. But like one's laser web and the other one is MGM Grand. It's a arcade, if I could pronounce that. But yeah, just kind of an interesting experiment just to see what you get. I feel like tokens kind of make sense. You know, Miami Lake Sports, that's pretty interesting. I'm sure there's a Chuck E. Cheese token in here somewhere because those always seem to come up no matter what. But oh, look at that. Where a kid can be a kid, yeah. I figured there had to be one in here because, I kind of remember finding that, but like, I don't like I remember, obviously some of these finds more than others. Like, I mean, the wheat pennies I don't really remember necessarily because if you find a decent amount, but like the V nickel, I mean, I remember finding that, for example. That was because that's the only time I ever found a V nickel in a CoinStar. And then like the silver Roosevelts and stuff like that, I remember. But anyway, yeah, I appreciate you guys watching this video. I know it's kind of boring, but it was just a little experiment I decided to do. And this is to kind of show you the spread of stuff you can find, or maybe yourself if you just, every time you go to the grocery store and you go by the coin store just to check it. But anyway, yeah, that's it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.